as of the 21st of this month, I signed Proclamation number 1081, placing the entire Philippines under martial law.
Where were you when Marcos had this famous broadcast of this martial law?
I was at home, September 23. Yes, that was September 23, Saturday. I was at home. We were watching television because prior to that, there was no radio, no TV, and we already suspected that he may have signed the declaration. And we were very fearful about that. So we were at home and we watched the broadcast.
Okay, so who were you at the time? Were you a student?
I was a student. I was a freshman at UP at the time. Yeah, that was September, a freshman, but I was already an activist. And that's why we were fearful, because we were anticipating its coming.
An open activist?
Yes.
At such a young age?
We were all open.
Master, so what made you decide to be an activist?
Alright. When I was third year, I feel that I was looking for it. Because activism was really prevalent, but I was a married mother. And my life was quite, my mother used to take me up and bring me to school, take me up. Naingit niya ako sa mga public school kids. Pag umuwi ako, I would see them walking home with their friends, buying banana cue. Sabi ko, when can I do that? I want to be free like them. Before martial law was declared, no one was signing. Everything was in the But when martial law was declared, everything was hidden. So our activities would all be hidden, our discussion groups would all be hidden. Every now and then, we would have lightning rallies. So for instance, we would decide to meet at certain points in the school. I first studied at UP Manila. We would decide among ourselves, okay, you stay in the second floor, you stay in the third floor, kanya-kanyang spot yan. And then, at a certain time, someone would give a signal, and then we would all shout to the top of our voices, Marcos, hit there, hit the road, do that. Maybe about 10 times. Then after that, split. I couldn't start at the puberty. You're my younger sister, and then you're my brother. And so I said, okay, I understand. And so we said goodbye. And when I left the house, she was scared at each other. My niece, Rina, she's already a professional now. She has me too, but she was elementary then. And my younger niece, then she locked herself in her room. And that's what really hurt me because she couldn't say goodbye. So,
I wish you weren't so matapang.
right. You wish?
Yeah.
Kasi the circumstances are not like this before. But when you're faced with it, from May up to December. So, by the time he died, I felt that I was already So, of course, I cried when I first heard about it. But it wasn't that bad.
It was empowering.
Yeah, it was empowering. Kaya ko na eh. Kaya ko na. After martial law, after Marcos Daniel, Congress, during the 13th Congress, there was actually a filed the first compensation bill. This was a bill which sought to give compensation to all the victims of martial law. Those who were tortured, those who were salvaged, because according to the United Nations Convention and also our Constitution, it is the duty of government to give compensation